What's up, nerds? This I built earlier this year. My first ever ITX build. I think it was my second YouTube video I ever made. And it's been such a cool machine. I love it. It runs cool, it runs quiet. I mostly use it for gaming now, but it's been great. I have no complaints, besides maybe getting a bit hot on hot summer's days here in South Africa. But the chop who runs Carbonite.ZZA, he showed me something. Man, you know, Jean see wood, Jean want wood, Jean get wood. This is the Lian Li A3 Dan chassis. And I mean, right? It's so manly and tiny at the same time. Now I haven't opened this thing up yet. I've literally just taken it out of the box, oogled at it for a bit, and then put it away in preparation for this video. So I have no idea what's inside. I've watched some YouTube videos on how it kind of works and the best configurations. This video is not really going to be a review. It's going to be part review, part watch me this up completely, and part enjoy watching me this up completely. One caveat is that I'm not going to put the 6900 XT in here, the liquid cooled one. I'm going to put a full fat 6950 XT in here because I have the space, and also because maybe it's a bit OCD, but the 5950X with the 6950 XT. Yes, science! Look, it might not fit because this case does actually have bottom intake cooling, which is great for GPUs, especially in such a small form factor. The 6950 XT would actually benefit more from that than the liquid cooled one. So I guess there's nothing to it besides let's rip the guts out of here and put them into Nya. Let's do this. Time for you to move on, little dude. And in with the new contender, the Lian Li A3 Dan. Now before I start on a little mini tour of the A3 Dan, let's see what's going into it. First up is our Ryzen 9 5950X. It's great at productivity and it's really decent for games. A lot of you in the comments might be saying, you know, oh, just get a 5800 X3D, it'll be better for the use case. Not really. You know, the X3D is maybe 5 to 10% faster in some cases. It's fine. This is fine. It's fine. This is the MSI B550i Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. And for RAM, I've got a 32 gig kit of Klevv Cras XR RGB 3600 MHz CL18, which is the sweet spot for Zen 3. Antec high current gamer, 850 watts, fully modular power supply. Now, the new case can take small form factor power supplies, as well as full-size ATX. Obviously, full-size ATX take up more room, but it's what I've got. So at least I can work with it. And of course, the Noctua NHD 15. This is the NHD 15S, and of course these beautiful brown Noctua fans, which are going to go so nicely with this case. Please fit, please. Look at the size difference between these two cards. But according to the manual, it'll fit just perfectly in here. A 6950 XT with a 5950X, chef's kiss. All right, so looking at the case, I've chosen the wood front panel because it makes me, you know. You don't find that suspicious? Having a look around the back, we have 4 expansion slots at the bottom over here. We have space for a 120mm exhaust. At the bottom, we have a fan filter and space for 3 intake fans. We have space for 3 exhaust fans at the top and accommodates a full 360 AIO at the top, which is great in case I need it. The glass panel pops off with a little tab over there. At the back, the front panel also just pops off just like that. Magnetic fan filter on the front. We have our little box of goodies over here. We have some Chinese writing, great. We have a couple of standoffs, a couple of vibration dampeners, which is pretty cool. We have a GPU. Wow, we have a GPU support. That's pretty awesome. Definitely going to be using that. Cable ties, a bunch of screws, just the normal stuff. Cool. Thank you, Lian Li. One might ask oneself, where does the power supply go? It's not at the back. It's going to be at the front. Extension cable, it runs from the back of the case to the front where you'll plug your power supply in. Got some nice routing at the top here for cable management. Because cable management in this case, there is none. There's no cable management in here. You just have to hide them best you can. What I might actually end up doing is, you know, those wraparound cable ties, like, I don't know, it looks like a thick slinky. I'm gonna try one of those. What the f is going on here? I promise you I'm smart, just wait. Right, so, one thing I've learned doing ITX cases, and this isn't ITX, but it's close enough, right? Is plan and prep and read the manual, because it'll save you a lot of ball ache, trust me. What I'm trying to figure out now is what bracket to use for a full-size ATX. I think we might be in luck. Can you see that picture there? That's an NHD 15. Oh yeah. Lian Li said it'll work, so it better work. All right, so my boomer glasses have actually helped me a bit here, but no more. Be gone. I need to pull this guy out because the power supply actually fits in like so. Easy peasy. Wow, okay. This fits over our power supply like so. I'm very excited about this. It's always nice to get a new case and a bit of a new challenge. You know, the ITX was a ball ache to build in, but ultimately very cool. Everything you sort of know about building PCs, and you have to kind of rethink it a bit. And this will be a similar story because this is unlike any case I've ever built in before. It can maybe, all my stuff ups can help you on your journey if you get one of these guys. Okay, and just slide it into place. I think that's it. Next thing we're going to do is actually get our motherboard in. As you can see, there is no cable management here. You basically have to hide the cables as best you can. There's no space at the back here. It is what it is. We'll make it nice though. It looks absolutely ridiculous in here even. It's so small, but packs a punch, I guess. Already I'm running into a problem, guys. Kill me now. I have to pull the power supply out again. Why? You can't get this in until, while it's all fully assembled. You have to plug it in, then assemble it. There's no room to wiggle. Everything's okay. Motherboard is in, power supply is in. Next thing I want to do, let me think. I don't want to mess anything up here. Should we check if our GPU fits? Let's see what it does. Mighty XFX 6950 XT. She is going into her new home, and I can fit the normal 25mm, 120mm fans at the bottom, 25mm thick, 120. And I can fit the normal 25mm, 120mm fans. You know what I mean? I can fit 3 at the bottom there. Comes with regular USB 3 at the front, HC audio, USB Type-C, as well as front panel. Oh, cool. Wow. Thank you, Lian Li. A single connector for all your front panel, reset, power, etc. Okay, so I just want to show you guys sort of what I've done here, and it's easier if I do it like this. Handheld guerrilla vibes. So over here, I've plugged in the USB-C front panel and USB 3 front panel. Trying to tuck them down as best I can to the bottom of the case. Here I've got the front panel connector as well as the front panel audio, and I'm routing it along the bottom, and those will be hidden by the fans that I stick across the bottom over here. At the top of the case, I have plugged in the 12 volt EPS, and I'm running it through these cable guides that we have over here. The 24-pin power cable, this protective sleeving over here is too thick, I can't bend it, to try and sort of tuck it in here as well. So I'm just gonna have to run it along the back here and underneath the power supply. Any excess sort of cables are sticking out over here. And then I've got my PCI Express cables, which will plug into the GPU, and once we have that in, I can try and hide these as best I can as well. What I want to do next is I want to check if the NHD 15 fits, because I don't want to go any further. You know, we build the whole thing up and then we try to put the side panel on and it doesn't fit. So first thing I'm going to do is pop in our RAM. Hopefully it is low profile enough. We should enter get that satisfying click. I had the same issue when I did the NZXT H210 build. I didn't think it was going to fit. Put the case on and put the glass panel on, and I was just pleasantly surprised. This is the bottom here. Let's see if she goes on, guys. What? Oh, I am so pleased, guys. This is so cool. Oh yeah, okay. Yay me. And yay, Lian Li. Do all the things we need to do, make sure the board is hundreds, and then we can start plugging. I've got 6 of these white Inwin Sirius Pure, but they're very understated. They've only got a ring light. They're not super RGB, and I want this thing to be minimalistic. I don't want it to be super disco, you know? I'm thinking I rather want to go with these. So I also have a bunch of these SP120 Corsair fans. I'm leaning towards the Inwin fans, to be honest, guys. I think I'd rather go with something a bit more understated, and I think it'll look really nice. It's not, you know, they're not going to be super bling and stuff. So yeah, okay, I've decided. Now I did buy these dirt cheap off of someone on Carbonite. Being secondhand and super cheap, obviously they're a bit dirty. So I'm going to give these guys a good clean. You are dirty. All right, fans are clean. What am I going to do with this? Wish me luck. And not allowed to see my underwear. Can subscribe to my OnlyFans if you want that.
Much later.
Well, that took a hot minute. Installing all these fans was easy. Trying to route all the PWM cables and the RGB cables, not so much. Let me show you guys what I have done so far. It's looking pretty clean. I've actually installed the GPU already. It's fitting beautifully. It looks amazing. All that's left now is to install the monstrosity that is the NHD15S. The thermal grease I'm going to be using is the Aeronaut by Thermal Grizzly. I've never tried this stuff before. I think it'll be awesome. Their products are great. Thermal Grizzly has become one of my favorite products to use on PCs. I don't know if you've seen my previous 2 videos where I repasted 2 GPUs with the Thermal Grizzly face sheet PTM. It works wonders. I have no doubt that this is going to be great as well. And how cool is this? I've never seen this before. It comes with this little applicator that you pop on to the end of the syringe here. Just screw it on the end like so, and it'll make the application so much easier. It's like we're living in the future, guys. All right, I've spread that thermal grease like I spread your moment of truth. Here we go. Holding thumbs. We have a post. We have a post, boys. Cool, so I'm gonna set this all up, adjust some fan curves, put it back together, and then give you my final thoughts on it. Well, there you have it, guys. The Lian Li A3 Dan. One of the nicest looking cases I think I've seen in a very, very long time. Lian Li, please make this thick. I will snatch one up in a heartbeat, and I think many people will. The wood gives off a very premium look to this whole build, and especially when I set it up next to the TV with the wood cabinet and everything, it just looks super classy, as opposed to a very garish RGB game. For me, maybe it's my age speaking, I think this is exquisite. Even if they could make a smaller one, imagine one that was built specifically for ITX, that would be super cool as well. And because this is sitting in the main living room, it's the home theater / gaming PC for the whole family. It looks the part, it doesn't stand out, it just looks like a piece of furniture, which is amazing. It runs quiet, it runs cool, and it just, everything you throw at it just works. I mean, it is a bit of an older system now, but you know what? We're all playing 1440p gaming, upscaling to 4K on the TV, and no problems. Would I recommend this for a first-time builder? Probably not. It is a bit of a mission to work in. It's a different layout. There's no cable management sort of, I mean, okay, I'm not going to say no. There's a tiny bit, you know, at the top, which I showed you guys. But for the most part, you need to be quite creative in how you're going to manage all the cables, especially if you're running RGB and you're putting, you know, full fat 7 fans in this thing. You're going to struggle a bit. If you really want this case, maybe get some help from someone who's more experienced. I would recommend something a bit easier to work on if you're going to do it yourself as a first-time builder. And let's talk about the price. It's not too bad. Looking at around 1,600 Rand locally in South Africa for the wood version. I think it's a little bit cheaper for the plastic front panel. In the US, it's between $70 and $80 depending on where you buy. So it's a little bit pricey, considering you get no fans with it, but it's also not too bad. It's sort of sitting in the middle somewhere, and you're getting Lian Li's build quality and this beautiful aesthetic as well. So it's all right. There's only one thing left to do, which is that tasty, tasty peel. Oh yeah. One thing I want to touch on, which is quite cool, is you get this in the case, which is a piece of steel with some rubber gaskets and some screws, and you basically slot this into, at the bottom of the case, you slot it into where you would normally put an SSD. So it does take up one of those slots, unfortunately. However, what's pretty cool about it is the case comes with a magnetic GPU riser, which just clips on like that and you can adjust it up and down. But by using one of these, you lose the front fan at the bottom over here. I don't want to lose a fan, so I've taken that out, and in between the fans here, where we have, you know, where you normally screw in the fans, the outer shell, I have put the little GPU riser right there to hold it in place. It's a bit janky, but that's what we do. We make things work, and it works just perfectly. It's not affecting the fans at all, and the GPU is more supported. Awesome. So that's it, guys. The Lian Li A3 Dan, a beautiful, classy, premium looking case. Bit of a mission to work in, but at the end of the day, I'm super chuffed with how it came out. It's lovely. It looks amazing by the TV there. I'd highly recommend this. If you're an experienced or somewhat experienced PC builder, give this guy a go. It looks amazing. Great cooling, and just all around 2 thumbs up. Now, before I go, you might be wondering, John, what are you doing with your old NZXT H210? Well, guys, here she is. I am going to be giving this away to one of you. South Africa only for obvious reasons, but this could be yours, free of charge. I'll clean it up, I'll box it up, I'll ship it to you. All I ask is that you like the video and leave your best dad joke in the comments, and I'll choose the best dad joke. Whoever gets the most likes or whatever, then it's yours. I'll ship it to you, no problem. So with that, good luck. Thanks for watching the video. Okay, thanks, bye.